That last video was a lot of fun. I think there's something to be said for being positive and chill, so maybe let's keep that up a little bit. I guess what I'm saying is I want to talk about things that I like. I have time in my hands at the moment, enough to think about how to best use it, how to have the most positive impact on the world, how to change the most lives. And when I'm exhausted from thinking about that, well, I go and I watch Netflix. The Good Place is a great show. More than that, it's a necessary show. Spoilers, probably. We have our characters and they're in, well, it's not heaven, they're in the good place.
So who was right? I mean, about all of this?
Well, let's see. Hindus are a little bit right, Muslims a little bit, Jews, Christians, Buddhists, every religion guessed about 5%, except for Doug Forsett.
Who's Doug Forsett?
Well, Doug was a stoner kid who lived in Calgary during the 1970s. One night he got really high on mushrooms and his best friend Randy said, "Hey, what do you think happens after we die?" And Doug just launched into this long monologue where he got like 92% correct. And we couldn't believe what we were hearing. That's him, actually, right up there. He's pretty famous around here.
Fuck it, let's just call it The Great Place, because that's Kristen Bell and Ted motherfucking Danson. And that smile on your face, it's not going anywhere. The show is created by Michael Schur, who also created Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So you won't be surprised at all to hear the show is just wholesome. There's this real levity and naivety and joy that permeates throughout. To put it in Michael's words,
we try to err on the positive side, right? Instead of saying like thing X is bad, we try to say thing Y is good. So there was a joke in the 4th or 5th episode where Tahani, Jamila's character, says to Michael, Ted's character,
"I knew tonight was going to be perfect, but now it's going to be even perfecter." Obviously, it's impossible for something to be more perfect than perfect.
Well, it isn't, actually. Any place or thing in the universe can be up to 104% perfect. That's how you got Beyonce.
but it's not all perfect. The beating heart of the first season, Kristen Bell's character, isn't all that good. The show revolves around her quest to better herself and earn her place in the good place through exposure to and engagement with moral and ethical frameworks.
David Hume's A Treatise of Human Nature. You read this, right?
I did. Well, I tried to. Well, I tried to want to.
So we get to sit there and watch her get bored with all the airy-fairy, high-minded, philosophical blah blah that never helped no one know how. And over the course of the season, we get to see how these philosophical ideas help her become a better person. So we as a viewer are not only exposed to these philosophical and ethical frameworks, we're given a model and we're given concrete examples of how philosophical thought can be used to help the layperson and applied to everyday-ish situations. I don't know if it's a show that we want, but in 2017, when we can't even talk to each other, I think it's definitely the show that we need. So, thinking as I have been about the best way to spend one's time, I'd like to leave you with the following. In creating a prime-time, star-supported, entertaining and engaging program that also serves to expose more of us to more philosophical thought, Michael Schur is doing the most valuable thing he could be doing right now. Sure, he could donate his time or his money, but he's in a privileged position where he has the capability and the contacts and the opportunity to create and put together something like this, a prime-time television series with the reach and appeal that it can be sitting on Netflix and it can be sitting on NBC and it can be streamed or broadcast into the homes of every American. And he's using that opportunity to make us better. I don't think that Michael Schur is making a sitcom. I think that Michael Schur is using his time, his talents, and his opportunities to help the world be better.